Hard Rock returns to prison from the Hospital for the Criminal Insane by Etheridge Knight. In Hard Rock Returns to Prison, the narrator idolizes a man named Hard Rock and his legendary feats. In the poem, which takes place in a prison, an inmate called Hard Rock returns from an insane asylum where they have performed a lobotomy and electric shock therapy. The inmates are hoping that Hard Rock has somehow defeated the doctors and will be the same person he was when he left. The setting of this poem is important because the hopelessness that permeates a prison is a key feature of the poem. Hard Rock has become idolized by the inmates in his prison that feel helpless and trapped. This idolization is revealed in stanza 3 when Knight writes, "And we all waited and watched like a herd of sheep to see if the word was true." The inmates referring to themselves as sheep and the capitalization of word seem to reference the Bible, which indicates that the inmates see Hard Rock as a sort of god. The tension within Hard Rock Returns to Prison comes from the waiting and watching of Hard Rock. As the inmates wait with bated breath to see if the same Hard Rock has returned, they wrapped ourselves in the cloak of his exploits, as if the very defiance that Hard Rock has shown in the face of the screws, or prison guards, is what keeps them warm at night. They refer to him as biting a screw on the thumb and infecting him with syphilis as a jewel of a myth, as though these stories are the treasure they wish to protect along with the image of Hard Rock. Over the course of the day, the tension increases as a hillbilly insults Hard Rock and didn't lose any teeth, and a screw shook him down and barked in his face. And Hard Rock did nothing. The tension from all of the inmates as they silently hope that Hard Rock retaliates is palpable. Even after they figure out the Hard Rock they so idolized has disappeared, they continue to hold on to hope that he had just wised up, was being cool. The situation resolves as the inmates begin to realize that their idol is gone. They are crushed. He had been our destroyer, the doer of things we dreamed of doing but could not bring ourselves to do. The hope that Hard Rock has brought to the inmates has been removed, as had part of Hard Rock's brain. Hard Rock Returns to Prison is a ballad written in a simple narrative style. The rhyming is limited to only 4 lines. The first 2 lines of stanza 1 rhyme shit and it, and in stanza 3 the last 2 lines rhyme bit and spit. These words are meant to evoke the most emotion. You start the poem with the frosty of knowing that Hard Rock was known not to take no shit, and that he had the scars to prove it. You end stanza 3 knowing that he was ferocious enough to have once bit a screw on the thumb and poisoned him with syphilitic spit. You see how the inmates worshipped Hard Rock, and these stanzas mark the rise and fall of Hard Rock as a hero. There are several uses of metaphor within the poem. He was turned loose like a freshly gelded stallion, wrapped ourselves in the cloak of his exploits, his eyes empty like knotholes in a fence, and the fears of years like a biting whip had cut deep bloody grooves across our back. The first shows that Hard Rock may have been tamed, while retaining hope that he has maintained his edge and defiant spark. It is revealed with his eyes empty that Hard Rock has lost his spark, and with the fears of years that the inmates have realized the loss of their hero.